know it's been some time.
People like you are everything that's wrong with Liverpool fans.
Off a set piece, they've actually scored. Mario Lemina.
You see, I haven't been the same since that.
Whoa! It in! It's it in! Is it in? Is it in?
1-0.
What's happening? Goal? Yes, it is!
What are we doing?
Handball! Oh, you absolute rats!
No! No! Please don't! Oh, Kinston! What are you doing?
No!
We are finished. We are actually finished. Oh my God! Why is Cundy playing? He can't beat it. Oh my God! Oh my! What is this?
Won't they always love you? I look in your eyes and I know that you still care for me. Ooh, baby. Hey, baby.
Yeah! Jesus! Oh my God! Yeah!
Are slipping everywhere. Mickey Van the bench just slipped now.
What are you doing? Just playing with yourselves. Kids game! End the stream, blood! End the stream! 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 Kids game! Look at this guy! Just end it. Just send it now.
Yo. First and last. We're done. We're done.
Can they find their way home? Back to the open arms of a love that's waiting there. And if somebody loves you, won't they always love you? I look in your eyes and I know that you still care for me.
3 times, 3 goals, 3 drops.
You're all talking about it! How can I watch this disaster?
I look into your eyes.
Kinski! Oh my lord! Oh no! What is going on? What is going on? Get him out! Get Ariel warmed up! Get him on! It's full! Brody, it's full! It's full! It's full! It's full! It's full! Get him the phone! It's full! Just end it. I'm gonna end the stream. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't. It's full. It's full. It's full, Mum. It's full. Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
It's not 4-0 now, is it? Do me a favour. It's not 4-0. I'll tell you what, I'm ending the stream. I'm going to end the stream and go and watch the game in peace if this is the case, because I've got no idea what's going on.
2 minutes in, and it's 4-0.
Not like, no, please, Vicario. If you mean anything to me, if you mean any, you don't mean anything. It's over. 5, blood. 5.
Well, welcome back to Straight Facts. Like, share, and subscribe. I will say Liverpool got away with a lot of stick today because of what happened with Spurs last night. Welcome to the show. Hit that like button. I think we're already past 200 likes on the show, which is amazing. This smashed the 1,000 mark on the show today. Loads to talk about. Tudor's sacking, the decision around it confirmed. Is Slot going to be out the door as well after a disastrous night for Liverpool in Istanbul? We're talking transfers a bit as well today with another Newcastle player very credibly linked to Arsenal in Livramento. But we're also taking a look at Man City's panic. Are Arsenal going to win the lot? And how are Chelsea going to fare against PSG? But before we go any further, how are you, gentlemen? How are you?
I'm great outside of Liverpool Football Club. Outside than that, I'm good. You know, Spurs yesterday, watching them was hilarious. You know, Newcastle Barcelona was a good game. I had some good games of football. I'm sure we'll have good games as well tonight. But yeah, outside Liverpool, all is good. All is good.
It's good, bro. It's good. I've never seen Husam that depressed, by the way. Like, to be honest, doing YouTube with him for 5 years now, or 4 years, I've never seen him this depressed. Liverpool gives them hope, you know? He won the league. They signed players, like Verts, like Ekitike, signing of the season, these guys. And then what happened yesterday? I've never seen Liverpool
That's
shit like yesterday.
Like between a Spurs fan and a Liverpool fan. Like
Spurs
a Liverpool
fan is
goes
dead
into a
anyway.
game with hope. That's the problem.
Yeah, Spurs fans are dead anyway. Like I said, the club is dead. Spurs are like it's dead. Spurs is dead anyway.
I think one of the most accurate things on YouTube now is Mo saying, "What's the point of Spurs?" I think that's the most accurate statement now. It rattled a lot of people. It annoyed people, but I think it's very, very
Well,
accurate.
I think to rattled a lot of people last night with Spurs as well, just because I said, like, any Spurs fan going to games for the rest of the season funding this mediocrity, I said you're either a secret Arsenal fan or you're a sadomasochist. You either get sexual pleasure from the pain or you're an Arsenal fan. I'm getting to this point with football fans now, with the access to information, the fact we all get to kind of talk and debate these things. We kind of get to a very accurate consensus a lot of the time. Funding this is crazy. And when you think, I mean, it's the craziest thing all day is that they've made a decision over sacking Tudor. And their decision on sacking Tudor is you get another game. Mo, and I don't know about you, I can't take a club seriously that it's on its worst losing streak in its club's history, 6 in a row. It's the worst start by a new manager in the history of their club. He has made disastrous team selections, tactical approaches in every game. He's slagging his players off. He threw the young goalkeeper out to dry yesterday. He keeps saying he's the right man and he's rowing the boat in the right direction. Their decision on the sacking today, the decision to keep Igor Tudor running Tottenham Football Club or running the first team, how much of a shambolic decision do you think that is?
So actually, it's terrible. They need Sam Allardyce. I'm being serious. They need someone to save them from relegation. Forget Champions League. Why are you laughing? What am I going to do? Why are you laughing? Don't laugh. It's reality. Spurs can't get relegated. They need a relegation manager. They need a Sean Dyche. They need someone like that to save them from relegation. Like, they need a Harry Redknapp. Like,
why didn't they just give Harry Redknapp the job? And that's it. Why?
And this club, bro. I'm sorry. There is a guy that comes here on the Football Terrace. When I came on like a year ago or something, and I said, "What's the point of Spurs?" And he came in and he was so rattled. He's a friend of the show. I know he's a friend of the show, and he has been here before me. And he's like, "No, we're a big club. We're this, we're that." Jamie O'Hara yesterday telling Jason Cundy, "We're a big club." You aren't a big club. Big club based on what? Like Jamie O'Hara yesterday, like, stop talking about the Gold Club. He's like, we are a big club. We're bigger than. No, you're not. Aston Villa are bigger than you.
I'll tell you something. Have you all read? Have you boys? Have you all read or seen the movie? Read the book or seen the movie of the BFG?
No.
So there's a book written by Roald Dahl. Everyone in England reads it at school, and it was a cartoon animation film when we were kids, and a kind of sort of another cartoon animation, but it looked more real, more like live action, made a few years ago. And in this, you've got the BFG is the big friendly giant. And the big friendly giant is massive compared to us guys. We're normal human beings. He's a giant. But in the land of giants, the BFG is tiny. And that is what Tottenham are. They're a giant to Luton. They're a giant to West Ham. They're a giant to Millwall. They're a giant to Brighton, but when it comes to the land of giants, they're puny. They're tiny. So you get what I mean? They're a big.
Yeah, I go what you mean.
They're not.
They aren't bigger than Aston Villa. They aren't bigger than Nottingham Forest. I know the problem is, which is what we keep saying. I swear, this is all Pochettino's fault. It's all Pochettino's. Pochettino made this club and made people follow Tottenham Hotspur. He did. I'm in America. I know that there are a lot of Spurs fans here in America because of Clint Dempsey, because of other players that played. Brad Friedel played or something. But if it wasn't for Pochettino giving them hope that they're going to win trophies and they're going to go and they got to the Champions League final, they challenged for the league in 2015-16. Spurs wouldn't have any fans. Like Youngmin's son is corporate in this. Youngmin's son, as cool as the guy is, he's corporate in this. There is the Korean girl that Yami that actually does the watch along. If it wasn't for Son, there wouldn't have been any Spurs money or any Spurs talk about a big club or a fan base. So for me, they aren't a big club. You get Fuad telling liars. I'm gonna be looking down on you next season. We're gonna go amongst the best, and you're gonna finish second. Like expressions telling people that we're gonna go up there, and that is a problem. I genuinely believe I backed Spurs for 10 games and they played good football, but now I realize what is Spurs. Spurs are a laughable club. Spurs are a club that is among the top because of the money, because of the concert, because of the Rihannas and the Shakiras and all these singers. You know what I mean?
Spurs
But
are
in
a
terms of
crypto billionaire, basically.
guys, Spurs have 2 league titles.
True.
2 league titles. Can you
Spurs are a
imagine?
crypto
No
billionaire.
Champions League.
Everyone else had to build their net worth up from the ground up and stuff. And Spurs are the crypto billionaire. You know, one guy 10 years ago bought like 100, crypto coins and he became a billionaire, like whatever it is. So that's the only thing really that I can think of. I think there is literally like, I was looking at the score yesterday, and this for me is the most damning thing. I wasn't even shocked that Spurs were down. I wasn't shocked at all. Like, I wasn't like, ooh, this is crazy. Like, I literally wasn't shocked whatsoever. Because I literally said it on one of my shows on Monday. I said if Spurs win the Champions League, like, I'll wear a Spurs shirt and training kit and change my whole thing to Spurs content for like literally a year. It's not gonna happen, So, like, I think yesterday it's just the manner that things happen. I don't think sacking Igor Tudor is going to change anything. I think the problem was hiring him to begin with. Yeah. That's the biggest problem.
Well, do you know what's interesting? I saw Jamie O'Hara. Man, we need him out. We need him out. You do. I'm advocating for the sacking of Igor Tudor. However, Tottenham fans have got to stop deluding themselves that just sacking managers is going to fix them. Where do I get this from? My fans, Man United fans. We have to stop thinking that just a good manager is going to fix us. The right squad being built. We need the right people running the club who know what they're doing and have the ambition of making us the best football team in the world. Without all those things in play, doing manager in, manager out debates and then deluding. And this is what happens when it's always about the manager. And Jamie O'Hara is guilty of this. You make it all about the manager and it gaslights, it manipulates, it indoctrinates fans into thinking, well, once we change the manager, we'll be okay. Now, did I expect them to be in a relegation battle this year? No. Did I think they would improve with the right managerial appointment? Yes. But they've got deeper issues than that. And they always, and I said it about 6 months ago, they've got like football club dysmorphia. Players join thinking I'm joining a giant club that care about winning. But in fact, they don't actually behave like that. And there's all these stories that come out. And the most recent, and maybe the most famous, is Hugo Lloris talking about how they all got bought watches for getting to the Champions League final. Yes, that was 7 years ago now. But it was just congratulations for being in the final. Liverpool ain't doing that. Man United ain't doing that. Chelsea, Arsenal, City, none of us are doing that. None of us are giving out well done for getting to the final Rolex watches. It sets the precedent. I remember speaking to fans outside that stadium then, and I don't think a great deal has changed. Think you'll win the final? Don't care. Just happy to be there. And look, they beat us in a European Cup final recently. And look, Big Ange himself.
That's so embarrassing now in retrospect.
It's massively embarrassing because we lost to them. But at the same time, the reason why afterwards I never felt as down about it as I thought I would is a lot of it was the noise of you'll be the team to lose to Spurs. But Spurs are never a threat to my club's legacy. They're never a threat to me in the long term. And it's embarrassing in the moment, but it's a bit like getting stung by a wasp. It's like, that hurt. But then you hit it on your arm and it dies. It's like, yes, you hurt me, but the pain will be gone in a day. You're dead. And I feel that's what Spurs are. They're not a cockerel. They're a wasp. They're basically a wasp. They're irritating. They can hurt you momentarily. But in the grand scheme of things, I am a giant. I always wonder about bugs like wasps. We're all scared of them, aren't we? People are scared of them. But do you realize how big we are compared to? Yes, it stings a bit, but all you got to do is hit it and it dies. It's really not that scary. It's not a fucking king cobra or a lion. But speaking of their fans, I want to play a clip someone sent me today of Fuad. This was at the beginning of the season, and this just shows the difference in the fans then versus now. It's very entertaining. Let's take a look.
Chelsea thought they were special. They're not. They're not, brother. Yeah? Man, we're telling before the chat, yo, you ain't Chelsea. Club World Cup, only we can do it, innit? Don't worry, Chelsea, we're gonna link you lot. All them little 3-point lane jokes, I promise you, we're slapping your fucking heads this season. We're punching your fucking noses, yeah? Putting cases on all you motherfuckers, yeah? I've had enough. Thomas Frank put a battery in my pack today. Woo! We smoking.
Oh,
How
my
much
God.
life was different back then for a Spurs fan as well? Imagine you had just won the Europa League. Thomas Frank started off his Spurs career not even that bad or anything. You know, like in the beginning, Spurs were in the top 4. You know, it was not even embarrassing. And then all of a sudden, bang, your world just collapses.
I think that they should get relegated. I think this will be better for the club. Genuinely, I think it's better for the
Why
club.
do you want Spurs relegated so badly?
Yeah,
man?
a couple of things. Number one,
I've never
because
seen someone you just want Spurs relegated so bad.
I get some DMs and comments and people telling me, why don't you cover Spurs on your channel anymore? And I'm like, I can't be bothered. I know Terry does it. I know there's Kate, there's Jimbo, there is Jerome, there is other Spurs fans that come here. But for me, I like Spurs. For me, like they're not important enough for me to cover them. So for me, I want them to get relegated, so nobody will. I know that the Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans will lose like a London derby. Like Spurs mean a lot to Arsenal as the North London derby thing. It's part of the brand of Arsenal. But listen, Man United used to play Leeds, and then we forgot about them in about 10, 12 years.
Wow.
We forgot about Leeds.
Wow,
we watched the Premier League and we forgot about them. Genuinely, Man United fans even forgot about Leeds. I swear to God, I remember in 2008, 2009, Man United fans at that time stopped talking about Leeds and they started talking about the Arsenals, Mourinho at Chelsea. Like they stopped talking about Leeds. Like Leeds kind of went away from their head in terms of like, I think that Spurs it will be West Ham, probably the derby. It will be Chelsea. And I think actually the Chelsea-Arsenal game is not getting enough attention because of that North London derby thing. It's not a derby. Like, because you both are in the same place, it's not a derby because the two clubs aren't in the same stratosphere. They aren't. Genuinely, they aren't. They aren't in the same stratosphere.
I want the relegation, but I've done a bit of research into this because there's psychology to it and human instinct that comes into this, because it's the disaster of it that I want to watch. And this is a little different from other types of disasters where people might lose their lives. But I then started researching, because when you say it out loud, people are fascinated by disaster. Whether people want to admit it or not, we are. And then I started looking into it. And these are the 4 things that come up. There's what they call evolutionary survival, where humans naturally focus on negative, high-risk information to learn how to potentially survive that danger in future. Which, again, I think from a football fan perspective, let's look at what's gone wrong at Tottenham and look out for key indicators at our club so we can push against it. There's thrill-seeking that comes part of it, that you get a bit of an adrenaline rush from it. This is an interesting one, that there's the morbid curiosity that human beings innately have, and it's I want to go and look at that. It's a natural thing that's in every single human being. But this is the most interesting one. They call it psychological relief and perspective, where it means observing somebody else's disaster. Although people don't like to admit this, it can often make you feel more grateful of your better situation. And that goes across all disasters. And I think in a footballing sense, that makes people will admit it. Watching them go down, doesn't matter how bad your season is, you will feel better. It will make you
I won't. I really want Spurs to stay in the league. I want Spurs to stay in the league. I'll be honest. Because I think, listen, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love this whole cooking Spurs thing. But look, we need Spurs in the league. North London derby is nice. Chelsea versus Spurs is nice. And, we need someone to laugh at when we all feel bad about our own clubs. And the other thing as well is, listen, I don't think, I'll be honest with you. Look, sometimes you're not, okay, it's actually really bad. I was about to say sometimes it's not as bad as it seems, but then I realized they're actually really bad. Okay, it's still something that you can fix, if you get a proper manager in, you sign 4 or 5 proper players, I think you can improve Spurs Football Club. Look, I don't hate Spurs at all. I think we need them in the league, though. I think they add that extra bit of spice. That's it. I'm
I know
not.
you don't hate. I know you don't
Actually,
hate Spurs, but
no,
Spurs
listen
for
to
you.
you guys speak. I think actually relegation might benefit them in the long
Yeah.
term. From
I also have a little bit of a personal thing. Me and my family, I spoke about this last week. The way we speak to each other, rip into each other. We just, for instance, we're organizing Mother's Day. One of my brothers is a chef, and we're all in a group chat together. It's like, bruv, where you working now? And he's like, why? Well, because we're gonna make sure we avoid that restaurant. Like little jokes like that, right through to like nasty ones. And Leyton Orient, who two of my brothers support, are also in a relegation battle. So like my dad and two of my brothers can be absolutely obliterated all summer. So I do want it for real personal reasons as well, because it will be hilarious. But yeah, I can't believe he's kept his job. Let's go to some super chats here. 8th of January 2025. Terry, after Spurs beat Liverpool 1-0. What a performance from Kingsley after 3 days. Kingsley's home.
that was the Carabao. I'll never forget this. That was the Carabao Cup. That was the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. By the way, it ended up they lost 5-1.
Yeah, I mean,
that
look,
was the first leg. I remember coming on the Football Terrace and the reaction after that game. I'm like, guys, you do realize you were gonna go through, like, in the return leg.
I remember Husam saying this. He's like, it doesn't matter what happens, we're gonna go through.
Yeah, like, and everyone's like, oh, Kinski and all this. If I go back to that match reaction now, what was I cooking? Honestly, what was I cooking?
I agree. I mean, I think he's trying to cook me here a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I did praise Kingsley. He had a very good performance in that game. I mean, I didn't say he was better than peak Peter Schmeichel.
I remember Kate coming on the match reaction as well, and going like, "Oh, you have to love those moment for Kinski because he like was hugging his mom after the game and stuff." Hey, this was this man. This is the line.
Imagine thinking you cannot select a 12 million goalkeeper bought last January to replace an underperforming Vicario. Tudor has 99 problems, but yesterday wasn't on him. But this is where you're wrong.
I think Pep Guardiola would struggle with this Liverpool, with this Spurs team.
But yeah, look, this is where you're wrong, though, English Talent FC. Yes, Vicario it's not wrong to drop him, but it's the scenario and the timing that you put a young goalkeeper in. It's, according to a lot of credible Spurs sources, it wasn't kind of built up as this is your chance. We believe in you. You're going to be okay. It was a decision the player wasn't expecting. There was no real encouragement from the manager, and it's what he did when he came off. It is still the manager's decision to start him. Yes, Kingsley got to hold the criticism for doing a bad job. Okay, let's be fair though. I want to look at the whole club here because he wasn't the only player slipping and falling over in this game. The fact that they didn't have the right footwear, they didn't have the right boots. What is the kit man doing? What are the management doing? All these little things have to be looked at. And as much as people go on, he's a pro footballer, they should make sure they wear the right boots. The amount of them, I think they counted 13 slips in vulnerable positions yesterday. There's something mad about that. But it's the worst bit about the manager was the way he treated the man when he came off. And there are some people who are going to have no empathy, no sympathy. They don't care about the human element of these players, but it shows terrible man management. If Kingsley was a £50 million, 28-year-old Champions League winning goalkeeper who had a stinker, fair enough. But a youngster who's a fledgling being treated like that, if I was Kingsley's dad, I'd be punching Tudor in the mouth. If I was his old man, I wouldn't be having it. I wouldn't be having you treat my son like that. I wouldn't be having it at all. Treat my son like that. You know what I mean? Chat shit, get banged. 100%. Funny thing, today I got recommended a YouTube video of the best of the Premier League and La Liga set piece goals 4 seasons ago. A lot of pushing hot. Okay, we'll come back to that a bit later because it's not quite relevant to what we're talking about right now. I wish we had clips of Mo defending Spurs.
I think, I'll be honest with you, I've said this to Mo's face and he knows this, so this is not a new thing. I think Mo's biggest L on YouTube is actually him backing Spurs for 10 games. And he's already...
I wasn't the only one. For everyone that is acting, like I was the only one.
No, but
everyone that was acting, for
L.
everyone that is acting, when Spurs got Ange, and Ange was playing very good football in the beginning, I saw that he can fix the mentality of Spurs, but apparently it's unfixable. So I'll have to take the L there.
The only one
People pretending that I was on, and I still insist. Spurs have good players. The problem is, you remember Man United, when people used to say that Man United ruined player because of the culture, put that times 10. That's what happens at Spurs. Regardless of who you are, you go to Spurs, you get worse. 10 times Man United. So yeah,
But that was also your biggest L on YouTube. Big up.
fair enough.
You have to be honest, عادي يعني. We all get things wrong.
we all get. I mean, listen, when they were playing their first 3 or 4 games under Thomas Frank, I cooked myself on this. I tweeted, I thought Spurs will be a really hard team to beat this year.
Mo used to tell me I'm jealous of Spurs.
Oh, I've never been jealous of them.
I never said that. Did I say that?
During the run, yeah, when I was like, yo, this is not sustainable, they're gonna end up losing games. You're like, oh, you're so jealous of Spurs.
They were playing good. You were lying then. Under Ange in the beginning, they were playing very good. Very good football.
I'll never forget Husam versus the Spurs fans. That was a fun time.
The Wolves. Yeah.
You know what Spurs remind me of when it comes to the big clubs in England? It's a little bit like being fat and overweight versus being ugly. And what I mean by that, I always remember being around a friend's house and a big group of us around there, and she'd been really rude to her mum. And I weren't really a fan of it, but you kind of sit there quiet. You ever been around someone's house where they're disrespecting their parents and you just sit there really quietly because like, this is awkward. And she said something to her mum about like, mum, you're getting fat. And her mum come back with what I thought was the best clapback I'd ever heard at that age. And it reminds me of Tottenham. And she said, look, I might be a bit overweight at the moment, but you're stuck with that ugly face forever, right? And that's Tottenham. All of our clubs can get a little bit overweight. And you go, right, go on a diet, go to the gym, and we'll be back looking great and in shape. It doesn't matter what Spurs do. They're stuck with that ugly boat face. Do you know what I mean? They could have they could have the 6-pack, the great legs, the big arms. They're still gonna look like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Like they're done. Like they're always stuck with that. And even filters don't work on them. Do you know what I mean?
You're fucking nasty, bro. What the fuck?
I know my dad's watching. That's why I'm doing it. That's the only reason. But yeah, crazy night for Tottenham. Viewers, give us your thoughts. Give us your opinions on that.
My problem is someone said yesterday they can turn it around at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Most the funniest thing I've heard in my life.
No, they can't. I'll be honest with you. They're out already.
They're going to lose.
Guys already over. The Atletico one and the Bayern one.
And the Bayern one, 100%.
Do you know what's really interesting about it is, though, I think there is this element of, and I want to make sure I say this right, I think there's this element of Spurs getting them 2 goals is probably why Tudor's kept his job. And if they make a good, say they win the second leg 2-0 and nearly go through, he'll keep his job. That's the crazy part.
If they win it 2-0, though, that's not as embarrassing as first two.
No, but it keeps him in the
because
job.
even like 5 years from now, you look at it and 5-4 on aggregate, you're like, okay, like it's not that bad.
Yeah, but
I think we should care about the Champions League. Well, Staff is tweet is spot on. They should rest players for the Premier League. They should rest players for the league. Like, no, don't care about the Champions League.
Real Madrid aren't that good.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Right.
You know who's also not that good? Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham's awful.
This year says, I don't care about entertainment. I just want Spurs relegated. I can't stand their fan base. Max Ultra Ego. Example, Deji said they are winning the Champions League.
Yeah, but let Deji believe, though, Pavan. I think it's just fun. Like, that's what I'm saying, Pavan. Here's the thing, bro. Look, sometimes you need a little bit extra spice. Spurs getting relegated. Look, you're an Arsenal fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. We get 6 points at Spurs every single season. Spurs for us is 6-pointer. So it's easy. Like, but it just gives us a bit more extra, spices, a bit more fun. Adi, let Deji have fun. If Deji was to be as miserable as his club, he would be having a miserable time on YouTube. Let him have fun a little bit.
He was trying to act cool on a lot of his watch along last night. And then every now and then he's had to let the start screaming. Just I can hear his missus in the background going, babe, it's going to be okay. Did you hear Expressions' phone call with his mum?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna put it on. I've got to put it on. It is honestly, I think it's maybe the single best piece of content I've ever seen. Because he's, again, I think the reason I recognize it as that is because this could have been me with my dad. So let's go to this. Let's take a little listen to this.
Blood. I fucking had it, blood. I have fucking had it.
And he never swears.
I fucking had it. We are 3-0 down. I'm putting you on speaker. Mum, we are 3-0 fucking down in 16 minutes, yeah? For two of the... No, it's more than a disgrace. It's more than a disgrace. And it's your fault as well. You're the only reason why I support. What do you mean, here we go? You're the only reason why I support this team. Yeah, it wasn't Hoddle, weren't Klinsmann, weren't Chris Armstrong, Les Ferdinand, Rio Ferdinand, any Ferdinand blood. Mom, I'm tired of this, man. Why? Why'd you do this to me? Why did you do this to me? Nah, why? Nah, Mom, I swear. I'll tell you this right now. Mother's Day's round the corner. I'm not buying anything. I can't. You're going to bite the bullet this year. I can't. No, it's not all right, Mum. They're killing me. They're killing me. It's not funny either. It's not funny. Mum, I love you. It's a game. It's not a game. Mum, this is my life. This is my life. This is my life, Mum. It's not a game. It's not a game. I don't... What do you mean, never mind? Always mind. Oh, Mum. What do you mean we'll rise again? We're not Jesus, Mum. See, less of that. I'm not going Twyford. I'm not having to do my first communion to get into church now. Less of that, but we'll rise again. This ain't Kensal rise. We're not rising, Mum. There's no Viagra. There's no nothing. We are 3-0 down. 3 man like Morgan, Mum. You know them way there. We are the Hunter, the Hearst, and the Helmsley. We're getting put in a spliff on a T-shirt. On a T-shirt, Mum. And I'm having to watch this, blood. Are you watching it? Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. When we went 2 down, I gave up. Mom, I love you. I'll speak to you soon. All right, sweetheart. All right, bye.
He was actually crying. He was actually
I
crying.
just want to say a quick thing. I think Expressions is one of the funniest people on the whole platform. Probably the funniest one on the whole platform. That phone call was hilarious. I just saw it. But if anyone's watching this right now, specifically women, you get me, and don't ever tell your man that it's just a game, please. Don't ever. That's why Expressions got mad when his mom said that. It's just a game. He's like, it's not just a game, it's my life, so please don't ever say that to your man if he says that.
No, I agree. It does feel like, I think the great late Bill Shankly said it. There's more important things in life. What he said about, what is a famous Shankly saying? Bill Shankly saying.
Oh, some people think that football is a matter of life and death. It's more important than that.
Yeah, that's the one. But my brother had a thing up in his bedroom when we were younger, like a hand painted picture of him, and that was the wording underneath it. So I saw it as a kid, and again, it's obviously some people go, no, of course there's more important things in football. Now we know that, but to us, it's part of that. Like everyone.
But in that moment, for Expressions, him loading up a watch along, having hope, and then being like 3-0 down, just so sad.
I hear it. No, 100% hear it, and you get that natural emotion. Some people do treat it as just a game, and their team can lose, and they go, okay, on to the next one. Well, for other people, it's far more painful, and it's as simple and as straightforward.
If Spurs actually come back and go through, all 3 of us deserve to get abused. I'll be honest. We deserve abuse.
No, and we would.
We deserve to get cooked. If any Spurs fans watching this right now and listen, next week you're through, you feel free to insult us. I'll be honest, we deserve it because we made too much fun of it.
This is just Deji rants on TFT, but then goes on Never a Foul and says there's hope. Well, look, I don't know what he said.
Let them have fun.
But equally, that was later. And sometimes you can say something, and an hour later you feel a bit calmer. An hour later, the world can look very different. The amount of times I'll do a match reaction show, watch me if United lose, and look at me at the beginning of the show versus the end of the show, when I've calmed down, when I've listened to other people, when I've seen perspective. It's very, very normal. I actually think it's more worrying about a human being whose mind never changes no matter what happens. Like, they say something when they're angry, and that point of view remains identical for the next week, month, year. That's psychopathic behavior. That's a psychopath. Or at least a sociopath. That ain't normal. You've got something broken in your brain. Man United is my team. Growing up with a soft spot watching Ginola, Berbatov, Bale, Gaza, Klinsmann, Modric. Them potential relegations will be sad. Potential relegation will be sad days. I can understand that because Spurs were never a threat to anybody back.
Yeah, but even when we grew up, when I was a teenager, bro, they had Crouch, Modric, they had good players, bro. They were at least fun to watch. In my teenage years, even they They were at least like even Mo, who switched, like who is not even a Premier League fan. At least if he switched on the Premier League to watch a Spurs game with Crouch and Defoe and Robbie Keane and stuff, he was at least entertained. Now,
Yeah,
it's
they were entertaining to watch, but they were a nothing club. Then,
with Harry
because
Redknapp. Remember?
I remember for years and years and years of me watching the Premier League. Like when I started watching like Premier League, like focus and religiously, like all the time, every day. I remember, for example, for the longest time, Spurs never beat Man United until like probably 2011, something like this. Every single game was a loss for Spurs. I remember that. I remember, and all the commentators used to say that, regardless of what Spurs do and how good the players are and who's absent for Man United will win. I remember Spurs were 2-0 up in a game, and the commentators said, yeah, Man United can come back in this, and Man United won 3-2. And I'm like, I remember that game, and I remember the commentators saying that this is going to be odd if Man United don't come back. It was an Arabic commentator, and Man United came back. I thought that Spurs are like a fun club. They are a fun club with fun players, but they were never... Okay, there's a difference between Man United and Arsenal. And I'm not going to repeat myself again. Spurs are a good club. I think they are a good club to have around. But there was a period that is good, 10, 12 years for Spurs that they're good. I think maybe it's time now to get somebody else like Aston Villa or something, and then we'll get a fan base in America for Aston Villa and Africa and Middle East, something like that. But Spurs, it's good. You got expressions, you got Fuad, you got Kate. That's it.
This is what is happening to Spurs now the biggest vindication of Conte.
Yes.
It's time, but the lack of ambition for the club has come to fruition. It may actually take relegation to push them. I spoke to a good friend of mine who's a Spurs fan yesterday, and his words to me were, I actually want to go down because I think it's the only way to reset. I said, well, what about the risk of not coming back up and the money? He said, I agree. He said, but I feel it might be the only way to actually kickstart the supporters to put the actual pressure needed on the board, because you're right with the Conte. Look, Conte did things that weren't great. Like he was struggling to get them out of the Conference League group when they should have done. So he isn't completely blameless. But what I think the majority of Spurs fans do is they turn on a manager and they paint this false picture that the next guy is going to make the world all sunshine and rainbows. And they've been progressively getting worse for the past 6, 7, 8 years. And I think that it's really important for that. And maybe a relegation does. I mean, Spurs are a big enough club where I don't think it would be like a Wigan going down where they never come back. They're not in that ilk. I think they will come back. But I think they might need a reset, Patrick. It's a great point. Deji blaming Arsenal for sabotaging his club was the highlight of the show last night. Tell you need to create a show for Tottenham next season. The name goes Keeping Up with Spurs. keeping up.
Jojo says that, but if Terry did that, he'll have 100 people watching. Allow it, man.
Yeah, no one cares.
No one cares about Spurs like that.
Mo has watched Juve relegated. This ain't special.
No, this is special because Juve got relegated because it's cheating.
Because of corruption.
Yeah. Spurs are going to get relegated.
Spurs are got relegated after signing Gazabi, Simon. They're signing good players that everybody wanted, you know? Yeah. That's
Jason Cundy right for saying they were still positives. Have you guys seen that clip as well?
No, I didn't. Not that one.
Have you this again, I think this is every bit as good, but for different reasons. Jason Cundy makes him storm off. Take a watch of this.
Then at the end of the season...
Who knows? But hold on a second.
At the end of the season...
So you change a manager and your fortune's going to change?
No, I'm not saying they're going to change, but it can't get any worse. It can't get any worse than his manager.
Enjoy the second half today.
Jay, shut up!
Honestly, you don't know what you want.
Stop going on about the second half. You can't keep going on about it. Like, seriously, mate. Seriously, shut up. You can't keep talking about the second half. Oh, we drew the second half, mate. Honestly, I'm trying not to swear. Like, you can't keep saying that, mate. You can't keep saying that. You're a professional pundit. You can't keep saying that.
You did draw the second half.
He's going to lose it.
With the ant thing.
I'm trying to be professional here. I'm not. I'm going to swear. I'm going to swear.
It's like I'm getting paid. I'm getting
paid.
They
crashed that as well. I'll be honest.
Listen.
Done it again. You've walked. Jay? He's walked out again. I mean, factually, they drew the second half.
Factually, they did draw the second half. See, do you know what that was actually a great example. That's banter, because no one's running think pieces and genuine debates on whether they won or drew the second half, right? That's when it's funny. But it's when you actually start having real, genuine think. Imagine the Times newspaper, there's a think piece on the second half performance that was a draw. You'd do your nut, wouldn't you? Like, it's not real. So that's where it's funny, because they kept it to where it's meant to be. Beautiful. Beautiful scenes. Viewers, do us a favor, please. Like the video if you haven't done so already today. Let's get this up to 1,000 likes whilst we're live. 3,300 people tuning in, which is amazing. Before we get on to the Champions League games, I wanted to touch a little bit on transfers, because we've seen Tonali linked to Arsenal in recent days and Man United. Bruno Guimaraes linked to Man United and Man City in the last few days. And a big story today about Livramento, who's now also linked with a potential move to Arsenal. But this one seems to have a little bit more traction to it, boys. I mean, Sam Dean at The Telegraph has spoken on this. But interestingly, Luke Edwards, who nearly always shuts down anything that's negative for Luke, he's the guy that broke the story with Arsenal eyeing a bid for Livramento. Seeing him say that caught me off guard a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It was a little bit like a vegan eating a sausage roll. I couldn't quite believe it. But Arsenal in for Livramento, how good a move would that be for Arsenal? But equally, when you think about Tonali wanting to go, Bruno G's potential exit, how bad a summer could this be for Newcastle as well?
I think if Arsenal just put I'm going to be judging more from the summer. I think if Arsenal just put the money on the table, Newcastle will sell. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'll be honest with you. I see what you're saying in terms of the Newcastle overhaul. I think some of these Newcastle players are overrated. I'll be honest with you. I've said this before, even when they're linked to my club and stuff. I don't like Tonali at all. I think Tonali is overrated. I think Bruno Guimaraes is a good player, but I don't think he's anything special. Livramento, I really like, though. I really like Livramento. I think Livramento is a fantastic player, but I just don't think that's what Arsenal need, though. Like, I think Livramento is special, and he's probably... I don't even think it's crazy to say probably the most talented player at Newcastle. Like, very talented player, has it all, capable to defend and attack and everything. But I think right back is a position of strength at Arsenal, where they've got Timber already, they've got Ben White already, unless Ben White leaves in the summer. But I think that's a position of strength. I think if I'm in Arsenal's board, I'm really strengthening in the forward line positions. I think that's the main weakness right now at Arsenal, on the wings and up top and all that. But I think right back is a good position for Arsenal already. But I think Livramento is talented, and he'll definitely help them if he does sign for them. So.
And it doesn't make any sense that they're linked to Livramento, to be honest with you.
Yeah, why?
Because I understand if Ben White leaving, you're signing a backup right back, because Timber is your starting right back. Like Arsenal fans, everyone knows that Timber has been one of the best right backs in the league this season. So why are you getting a starter like Livramento? The completely different profile. By the way, I don't buy into having two different profiles. Both of them are starters in the same position. That doesn't happen, especially for right backs, because right backs normally start every game. Like right backs, center backs, you cannot do that. That doesn't happen. Only Pep does this. So Livramento doesn't make any sense. However, if Arsenal get him, that means Timber isn't convincing Arteta, so he needs an upgrade going forward, because Livramento is an upgrade on Timber in terms of going forward. It's basically an upgrade. So unless Arteta is going to change, and he listens to John Obi Mikel, and he listens to TalkSport and Sky Sports, and he's going to change the way he plays football because it's boring, as people say.
I think Livramento will go to Man City, bro. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think he's going to go to Manchester City.
It makes sense, they need a right back, offensive.
Even if Ben White, even Arsenal fans are saying Ben White is going, we're getting Livramento. Why would Livramento go to Arsenal knowing that he's going to be a bench player for Timber? Because Timber is the starting right back. So there's no point of him going. Tonali, on the other hand, he can go to Arsenal, right? And actually, I think he starts over Odegaard or over Eddie, maybe. I think Tonali is a good player. I don't think he is as amazing as someone like Paul Scholes say. Like, he's not the best midfielder in the league. He's a good midfielder. He just He runs around. He has a good pass on him.
You guys
good shot.
watch Tonali. Is there something special that I'm unaware
like people think that he's
like he's a good
Pirlo or
player, you know, he
something.
passes well and he's a good engine and stuff, but what's it like? I don't see a special trait in him or anything.
Yeah, like I don't think he's phenomenal like that, like to actually be a massive upgrade on the Arsenal midfield right now. And also, why Arsenal need to be looking for forwards, to be honest with you. You need like about 2 forwards at least this summer or something.
Oh,
like
I
this.
think they need 3 more. I think they need 2 left wingers, and I think they need a striker as well. I think they need 2 left wingers, not just one. I think Zach Madueke is all right, but I think
they have Gyökeres.
No, they need a striker. You know what I mean. Whether it's backup or like someone who
They're gonna get. I think Arsenal gonna get a striker and a
because
left winger.
Jesus will leave in the summer, and what's his
one
name?
of Martinelli or Trossard is
going. Yeah.
Havertz is going to be turning into a midfielder, actually.
Whoa. Put up Thierry Gunner's super chat, please. You both said the same exact thing about Eze. No, we didn't. We were both pro Eze. So this is a complete lie. Me and Mo both said that Eze will play.
And Eze now is starting over Odegaard. I think he's going to start even today. Like Eze.
We were very pro Eze. We were not
by the way, just you got to understand that Eze has one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why Martinelli and Trossard are starting again, my man, is because Eze underperformed on the left side and underperformed in the games. But remember that Eze was coming in to be an attacking mid and a left-sided player, and he didn't perform in both, to be honest with you. So this notion that people think that everyone, unless you're going to change the position of a player, Livramento is an England international. He ain't going to Arsenal knowing that he's going to be the bench. Like he's not. Like it's very hard. I know there's a lot of games and everything. There is Eze in the midfield.
You're such a liar, Thierry. I'm so glad. I just went to my YouTube studio and searched Eze. My pre-recorded video when Eze signed for Arsenal. Eze to Arsenal. Here we go. Phenomenal signing by Arsenal. So why are you lying?
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Why are you lying? Yeah. Why are you lying? I can literally share it right now. I can literally share
another super chat. No, you guys both said he won't play. No, I said he's gonna play on the left. I said he's gonna play over Odegaard sometimes.
No, in fact, there were debates where Mo and me were a little bit against Husam, and there was something, if my memory serves me right, where I was saying that he could force his way into the first team, and I think Sam was essentially saying, no, I don't think he could over Odegaard, which he kind of has done.
No, I never said that. I said he'd start left wing. That was my thought.
And he did. Arteta tried to play him left wing.
Yeah,
it didn't work for him. He tried.
He didn't play well.
A bit of both.
Yeah.
I think the only the only Arsenal signing that me and Mo laughed at was the Madueke one. That's it.
Like the Madueke one for me is kind of, for me it's not great. It's for the money. Yeah, for the money.
I think with Livramento, the one thing you can't. I think you're right. I think City could have a good chance of getting him. I think in terms of Arsenal and people, they've already got enough defenders. You might get to a point where someone like a Ben White says, "I've loved," especially if they win a few trophies. He might say, "Thanks for my time here, but I want to play first team football somewhere else," which opens up opportunities as well. I think they've also got to look at Calafiori, who continues to get injuries. And that being said, Livramento has quite a few injury concerns himself. But I think for me, like, it'd be a good move. But I'd be a bit worried if I was a Newcastle fan right now. And I'm not trying to sort of, I don't know if it's scaremonger or fearmonger here, different versions of it. But either way, I'm not trying to wind up their supporters. But it does feel like a number of their top players want to go and want to leave and everything else. But it'll be an interesting one. Mo and Hassan, what if Pep is leaving? You forgot that.
I don't know if he's leaving. I have no idea if he's leaving.
City will still sign top players even if Pep's leaving, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't understand though. If Pep leaves, you think City are not going to sign players?
Yeah, they're not going to suddenly just start signing absolute bums. I mean, will it be a slight equalizer? Will teams look? Will they? I mean, this always triggers people when I say it, but I don't mean for it to. When Pep does leave, I don't think there's a big argument to state that City will never be as good as they were at their peak. And that's only because, just from a City perspective, they think they've had the greatest manager of all time. What's the likelihood of the next manager being as good as Pep? And if it isn't about Pep,
it won't happen. You know, it won't happen. Huh?
It won't. So I think there'll be a drop off in relation to the levels that we've seen. The last 2 seasons, they haven't been superhuman either. So, but yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. Makes perfect sense. They want a defensive winger to play even more terroristics.
That's a good one, Ron. It's a good super chat. He's saying it, he's bantering.
Funny though that he said it. Have you seen what Bayer Leverkusen have posted?
Yeah, no corners allowed or something, but they're just joking.
No, they are joking. That this if people haven't seen
it.
This here is what they have posted. We'll put it up on the screen. So Bayer Leverkusen have said worth a try with like a sweating emoji saying no corners allowed today. They sort of put that out there, which again, I agree with you. I think that's quite
nice banter. That's funny. I like this. This is funny. This is fun. This is amazing. This is great. This is just fun between the clubs. It's not as bad as people make it. Like, it's fun. The problem is the people that keep saying that Arsenal rely on corners and they don't get their facts straight. Like, I've seen the best response I've seen was the other day was Craig Burley on ESPN FC when he said why people are putting it on Arsenal to open up for other teams to play better football. Like, why is it Arsenal's job?
I've been talking about
to make you play better football, and I'm like. And it just clicked. When he said that, it clicked. Brighton manager complaining. I'm like, okay, so it's Arsenal's job to let you play football? And I'm like, what?
It's the same thing. I've been saying it all year. And the reason I've said it all year is because whenever Pep or Klopp or Fergie or Wenger before us, you can go back 20 years now, complained about opponents sitting back too deep, being hard to break down, whether they were relegation teams or title contenders, nobody ever blamed the team sitting back. The pushback was always, well, learn to open them up, play better football. How dare you? Like, Liverpool fans, Klopp got a lot of stick for this. Oh, Klopp's angry because the team he's playing won't use tactics that suits his team. It's only this season. This is why I've called it out, because it kills football. It's only been this season when we've decided that the team that's actually trying, Arsenal are the teams that are trying to attack, and the other teams are sitting back against them. It's the first time ever that the attacking team has been slagged off for their opponents sitting back and being negative. It's why I love the Mansfield game at the weekend so much. Mansfield showed more guts and determination to win than 95% of European and English teams that have played Arsenal this year, barring United, and I would say Sunderland, and I would throw...
Brentford actually opened up against Arsenal. They remember Brentford, yeah.
That had periods in the game where we actually attacked them. So many teams just, I'm going to sit behind the ball and hope to stop them and maybe catch a break later on. I've said all season, I don't know why Arsenal have been blamed for that. There's a super chat I want to go back to from earlier that said, funny thing, today I got recommended a YouTube video for the best Premier League and La Liga set piece goals 4 seasons ago. Lots of pushing, holding. Did anyone complain? No, JT. It's I even saw Stumpeg today, who I've got a lot of time and respect for. I love what she does. Talk about how she doesn't ever remember a team in like challenging for a title being kind of so good at the dark arts and time wasting and everything else. And I went and looked at some of the facts. And you can go back to Man United's Premier League and Champions League winning season in 2008. There was more time being wasted on average by clubs then than there is now, or it's very much the same. Raya's one of the fastest goalkeepers in the league for releasing the ball. And only 3 teams in the league, or maybe 4 teams in the league, waste less time than Arsenal. And Arsenal are one of the top teams. This kind of, this is what I mean by it. If you say, where's the expression? If a lie is told 1,000 times, it becomes the truth. It becomes the truth. Yeah. That's what sort of happened with Arsenal's season. So many media pundits, ex-pros, journalists, and of course rival fans have pushed lies. And everyone, but the one thing they do waste time on, and it's funny about that Leverkusen post, is their corners. But they do it because everybody talks about it. They crank up the anxiety and they make everybody stressed. And it's a tactic to all scoring. And it doesn't bother me per se. I've not been annoyed about it. I actually quite like when they get their set pieces, listening to the rival fans in the crowd get nervous. The commentators start moaning. I look on X, because you know it takes a good minute and a half to take. Oh, bloody corner goal coming up. And then it does. I find it beautiful. Unless it's against my team and they've scored fucking 2 against us this year, then it's horrible. But look, mate, they're just trying to discredit you. Have you seen John Obi Mikel's rant on Arsenal, a former Chelsea player ranting about Arsenal winning the league? This guy is full of shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen this rant. You both have mentioned it. What did he say?
I saw the one where he moaned
about
I
haven't seen the clip yet. I haven't seen the whole video yet.
He was moaning about how they play football and stuff. But what do you make of the conspiracy theory nonsense this week about Arsenal that the draws are in their favour, the FA's helping them. Pep's saying, "Oh, I'm being booked to help Arsenal." We've obviously seen their players call the referees cheats. We're not getting the decisions. Their fans, like Hamza has said, it's all corrupt, all corrupt. What do you make of the panic around Arsenal? The rival fans seem to be really struggling, especially City fans, some Chelsea fans, with Arsenal right now.
I think it's just basically getting annoyed. You know, the thing is, I've said this, I've maintained this opinion. If you say both teams are not entertaining and, you know, I'm not enjoying watching, you know, the title race, well, I understand that. But my thing is, like, every time I watch Manchester City, they're just as boring / even more boring than Arsenal to watch. Like, when I watched City Leeds, it was Leeds creating the entertainment. When I watched City Brentford, it was Brentford creating the entertainment. City hasn't been entertaining this season. So I've been watching Manchester City, you know, and a lot of their games are boring as well. So this notion that, you know, Arsenal have like ruined football and stuff, I think this comes from Chelsea fans who are irritated with the fact that they're going to win the league, you know? So that's the thing.
I don't know. There's a meltdown about Arsenal that is very strange. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like every other clip on the mainstream media is about Arsenal are boring and people can't wait and Arsenal are bad champions and Arsenal bad. Like, it's every other clip, bro. It's every other clip. And then people say, "Oh man, why do you talk about Arsenal?" Because it's just the mainstream media talking about them. Jonobi Mikel, the main. You got a Chelsea fan. The main topic about Talk Sport is they're asking him about Arsenal. They're not asking him about Chelsea. They're asking the guy about Chelsea. And then they get the journalist. They sit down, a Liverpool journalist, I think a Northeast journalist, and then they're asking the first question in Sky Sports, "What are your thoughts about Arsenal dark arts?" And I'm like, okay, so basically you want to run this, so we're just going to run it. I actually don't understand why are Arsenal being blamed for the league. Pep Guardiola and Van Dijk both said that the league is the toughest as they have been. And they say it's very tough to win games now. Everyone is structured. Everyone is hard to beat. So I don't understand why people are complaining about the league is weak. The league is not weak. The league is tough. Or even Lamine Yamal said yesterday after the game, he said, like, "Bro, like, we get so much spaces in La Liga. What is this?" He said, "I touched the ball and there is suddenly 3 players around me at this war." It's like, yeah, that's the Premier League tax. That's the English football tax. That's what people don't
Did
understand.
Yamal actually say that?
Yes.
That's
yes,
crazy.
he said that. And then people say, yeah, it's Arsenal. The problem with me is that people live in everything. They live in how Sunderland play, how Brentford play. And all of this, or everything that is happening in the Premier League is Arsenal's fault. Everything. Like Chelsea crowding the keeper in 10 corners against Arsenal is Arsenal's fault. Like, this is Arsenal's fault. Man City having Bernardo Silva standing on the goalkeeper is Arsenal's fault. Arsenal did this. It's Arsenal's fault. They taught them everything. And I'm like, it's crazy, bro. Are Arsenal entertaining? They might not be entertaining. But are the games exciting? 100%. Like, I would rather watch games that are close to each other, like a 1-0, a 2-1, when I see that there is a chance for the other team come back, rather than the old games in the Premier League where I tune in to just see how many goals Liverpool and Man City will score against the smaller teams. That was I remember, like, when Man City used to get scored on, people used to cheer. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know why it's Arsenal. It's actually it's not an agenda as it's hate. Genuine. I believe people dislike Arsenal, and I believe there is 2 ways about it. I'm just going to say this, guys. There's 2 ways about it. Right? I believe that. It's either you rage bait Arsenal fans, right? You'll get a lot of clicks. If you rage bait them, you'll get a lot of clicks. You'll get a lot of views, right? The other way is to try to be honest about it. And that is not as much as actually get the clickbaiting and the rage bait.
How do you guys think? You know, we know Arsenal haven't been lucky this year. They've worked for what they've got. Yeah, a little fortune in draws that happen because that's life.
100%.
We've all had easy draws. We've all had hard draws before. But how do you think City are going to get on with their next 7 to 9 games? They're very, very difficult. And if they actually beat Real Madrid over the 2 games, which I think they will, you then spread it to a 9-game period where you add Bayern Munich to those games. But they're essentially playing Real Madrid's. They're away to West Ham, but it's Real Madrid's, Chelsea's, Arsenal's, Bayern Munich's, Liverpool's in FA Cups. It's a very hard run. And I think that's also, I find a lot of the pushback towards Arsenal this year is always connected to people looking at their own club's problems or worries. How do you think they're going to get on? Because they seem, not they all do, a lot. LB was quite excited, but a lot of City fans online seem very panicked by their upcoming fixtures.
I think they have to beat Arsenal in the cup final. I think they have to beat. It means more like they have to beat Arsenal in the cup final, and I think as well, like they have to beat Arsenal at the Etihad as well. That's another game where they have to win. They have to go to they have to like host Arsenal and beat them. I think those are very important fixtures for them. The rest of the games, look, it wouldn't shock me if Arsenal drop points here and there and City drop points here and there because City aren't the Sharks that they once were. This is something that I've said. Probably I'm the earliest one on YouTube to say it. I called City the Dolphins. It caught up a little bit. It caught a bit of steam. Some people started saying it because when you watch Manchester City, you don't see that killer team that will kill the opponent and give him no hope and give him... Because we come here after the Leeds game as an example. If Calvert-Lewin and Aronson took their chances, that's a different game. We come here after Brentford, same thing. We come here in all these fixtures. There's so many examples, of City just being inconsistent. I don't think City are consistent at all. I really don't. And I think this notion that City are this scary, dangerous team, City have to prove it on the football pitch. As an example, I think they'll beat Real Madrid today because I've watched Madrid and Madrid look awful every time I've watched them. But in terms of like the Premier League, though, on the title race, I still have Arsenal winning the league, bro. I haven't changed my mind because City haven't convinced me. I'm not convinced by Manchester City at all. I'm just not.
It's a tough run in, but they have the depth. City now have arguably the depth with Arsenal in the league, actually. Genuinely, City have enough depth to actually do it. And people that are saying that Arsenal have the best squad, City have now, with players coming back to City, with players being fit, they have an equally good squad. They can. I think the City can actually get well in this run. Can they win the league? I know. I'm not sure if City can reach the final. They can reach the quarterfinal. They're gonna play Bayern Munich, if I'm not mistaken, if they reach the quarterfinal. Of course. So I think that Bayern are stronger than them. I think that the second leg is at the Allianz Arena. And it'll be tough for City to do that. But having Liverpool as well, Liverpool, people think that the game against Liverpool is easy. It's never easy for City. It's never easy for City. It's not going to be as easy as people think. I'm not sure if they play who after Chelsea or what. This is going to be a very, very tough run for City. Are Arsenal lucky in the draw? Yes, of course. People need to understand that Arsenal they got a little bit of a luck in the draw for the Champions League and in the Cup as well, playing Southampton. But it's not their fault that they got lucky in the draw. Like how many years we've said that City were very lucky in the draws in the cups? Like how many years? I've said that many times. So for me, I think that it's luck. City have to get on with it. Like this is why you spend the big bucks. That's why you went and bought Gay and Semenyo. That's why you spent $500 million in 12 months.
That's the thing we say. Arsenal must make no mistake. After the January window, City must too. Keep this in mind. That's another thing.
You think so? You think there is pressure on them to win the league?
Can you respect yourself?
Massive.
What do you mean?
Massive.
Can you find the shame? If I tell you Pep Guardiola is the greatest manager in the league and he's like 3 points behind Arsenal and you go sign Gay and Semenyo and you also don't win the league, why is that okay? You give me the reverse.
Because he's behind Arsenal.
Oh, really? So when he signed Semenyo, if we go to the table, let's say in January 1st or January 10th or whatever it is, if we go back to the table, how many points were they behind Arsenal? Were they not 5 points behind?
It's between 5 and...
If I tell you in January you're 5 points behind Arsenal, I'm going to give you Semenyo, best winger in the league, and Gay, one of the best centre-backs in the league. Why you ain't winning?
So do you think City's team is better than Arsenal or equal to Arsenal? In your opinion, not my opinion.
Forget what I think. We're talking about from a City perspective.
I want you to tell me your opinion. Do you think City team... forget how they play. Do you think that City team is comparable to the Arsenal team?
I think starting 11 competes band for band.
Okay, fair enough.
I think squad Arsenal is better, but here's the thing: Pep Guardiola is the manager.
I'm on mute.
I think Arteta is better than Pep Guardiola this season.
Okay, well, this season's a nonsense. I think Arsenal are the marginal favourites. Said it the whole time, but marginal, they're close. Very, very clear. But for the City fans who have been calling Arsenal bottlers, serial bottlers, overrated, rubbish team, crap football, manager doesn't win anything, you can't have a team full of title winners, the greatest manager of all time, and then drop £600 million on your squad, and in January sign two of the Prem's best players. You can't do that and then as City fans not expect your team to win the league up against the biggest bottlers in Premier League history. This is why they played silly games. They're going to look fucking stupid if they don't win, because they've played down this Arsenal team as being average, overrated, crap manager, serial bottlers. So how embarrassing is it from a City fan perspective to lose a title race after spending far more money than them, almost 60% of Arteta's total spend in 12 months, plus what they already spent, much bigger wage bill, the greatest manager of all time up against one of the biggest bottlers of all time, to lose a league title to them is arguably the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to a top Premier League club. Because I can tell you this now, Man United lost out on title races to Blackburn, to Arsenal, to Chelsea and to Man City, but they were all very good teams with excellent players, with very good managers. We never got beat to league title races by the biggest bottlers of all time, with a bang average manager, with an overrated squad. But that's what they're faced. It's a bit like when a boxer builds up to a fight and says the guy I'm fighting is a bum, he's a bum, he's a bum, he's a bum. If you get beat by him, it damages your legacy. You've been telling the world he's a fucking bum, and now he's beating you. So again, play silly games, get silly games, you get stupid prizes, and that is what they have said. I'm only going by their narrative, but they'll change it, of course. Because they've been lying the whole time. That's the whole point here. They've been lying the whole time because they're scared. On tonight's games, gentlemen, how are Chelsea going to get on against Paris Saint-Germain?
I think Chelsea are going to have a good game. I actually said it's 50-50. I think Chelsea have a good chance of going through. Paris Saint-Germain are not great. I think the second leg being a Stamford Bridge, it's 50-50. I think Chelsea can go through. I think Chelsea have the players to go through. We're going to have now a showcase of Caicedo versus the PSG midfield this today. So this is a big thing. Palmer showed up against them in the Club World Cup. Now he has to show up against them again. Joao Pedro's in great form. I don't think that Chelsea are going to get smashed today at all, as people think. I think Chelsea are going to hold their ground. I think Chelsea are going to be all right. You know what I mean? I think Chelsea aren't as bad as... With Cole Palmer being in form, I know that this is recency bias. It's Cole Palmer in good form, and I think Joao Pedro's in good form. I think they can do something good, to be honest. I'm not sure where Estevao is, but I'm not sure if Garnacho or Neto are going to start today, but it will be a good game to watch. It will be a very exciting game to watch. And I think that Chelsea can go back with a positive result, can go back with a draw, can go back with a win against PSG. It can happen. Maybe a draw is a fair result. I think Chelsea are going to have a good game against them. People that keep saying that PSG will smash them, I don't think so. I think they match up very, very well, because PSG's defense is wide open. We watched them against Monaco in the Champions League. They're wide open at the back, and Chelsea have good forwards. They can actually hurt PSG, and I think they're going to hurt them. And I think Dembele is not fit. If I'm not mistaken. Is he not fit?
So can we get an opinion, or are you going to sit on the fence for that?
I said it's going to... I said
Oh,
already
I
Chelsea
think that they might hurt them. I think.
I said Chelsea.
So what is your... You want opinions?
What do you mean?
Yes, you're on straight facts. The whole point of the show is to tell us your opinion, not they might and maybe. مش عارف شو. This is why you're judge more. Be the judge. Today, Chelsea take on PSG. As an example, Terry. Today, City take on Real Madrid. I think City beat Real Madrid. I think City will win in both legs. I think they'll win tonight, and they will win at the
I think it's going to be a draw. I said already. You're just not listening. You were on the phone.
Oh,
I said it's going to be a draw. Yeah.
Oh, really? So what
Today
does that?
a draw.
So you're sitting on the fence then. So point proven.
No, it's a two-legged game, bro. It's a draw today. Chelsea going to take them back to the Stamford Bridge. What is wrong with him?
Then? Who goes through?
I think 50-50. I don't think there's margin.
No, he's sitting on the fence. Point proven.
I genuinely believe it's 50-50. Do you want me to
50-50.
lie? Do you want me to lie? I think it's 50-50.
Why are you gaslighting? No one wants you to lie, Habibi. No one wants
That's
you
the
to
difference.
lie.
I don't want to gaslight people. I don't want to tell them. I don't want to give people false hope. Do you think Chelsea goes through? I'm not like you. You're like, oh, God, yeah, Arsenal 0%. And then when you prove it wrong, you apologize. I'm not here like you, bro. I say what I think, and I think that it's a 50-50 game. Genuinely, it's a 50-50 tie. What do you think? You think Chelsea are going to go through?
I think شو رايك تحكي 30 ثانية قبل ما افطر بس. I think
No, I'm not going to give you that. So you're going to have to talk.
I think it's a 50-50 game. I think it wouldn't shock me if Chelsea win. I think it wouldn't shock me if PSG win. That is why I was getting at pressing Mo. It's because I completely agree with him, unfortunately. I just think, I'll be honest with you, it's so 50. Like, you know, if Chelsea win like 3-1 or PSG win 3-1, it doesn't shock me at all today because they're both like inconsistent and everything. So, yeah, it is what it is, you guys. It wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't shock me. It just wouldn't shock me. I do have a feeling though. I think if Chelsea win today and not by a big margin, I do trust Luis Enrique in the return leg to twist things up a little bit. Meaning, if they lose today 2-1, like let's say 2-1 today, let's say PSG win. Sorry, Chelsea lose today. Let's say Chelsea win today 2-1. It wouldn't shock me if Enrique.
The game is at Paris.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I just
it doesn't shock me. It doesn't. Chelsea can win 2-1 today.
Oh,
it wouldn't
okay.
shock me if Enrique makes a tactical adjustment and they come back in the second leg.
Yeah, I've gone with. See, for me, I agree with what you originally said, Husam. And what I'm not going to do is do what Mo did. I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm not going to sit on the fence like Mo, right? I'm not doing that. Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to give an opinion.
What is this?
I'm going 2-2. I'm going 2-2. I'm going with a draw.
He's not sitting on the fence as well.
Well, no, because the draw.
Can you go sit next to me on that picture? What the fuck?
No, because the draw isn't sitting on the fence. It's still a prediction.
Draw, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, but you said it could go this way, it could go that way. It could be a draw. It could be this. It could be that. You gave every permutation. I'm going with 2-2, and this is how I think the game's going to go. PSG are going to be the dominant side. PSG probably should get 3 or 4 or 5 goals in the game, but I think they won't. They'll score 2. But I think against the run of play at least twice, Chelsea are going to score goals. So, yeah.
Like, listen, are we changing our opinion on Chelsea in terms of like the top 5 and making Champions League next season?
Party poopers. They're that type of club.
Do you think Chelsea? Oh, I asked Husam this yesterday. Do you want to face PSG or Chelsea? Better for your club. Just one word answer.
PSG.
He would like to face PSG instead of facing Chelsea. He's scared of Chelsea, people. Don Husam is scared of Chelsea. This is why he is. He literally said, I would rather face PSG. لا إله إلا الله.
هتعمل زي الاربعاء الماضي احكي يا اخي احكي بس
This guy is scared of Chelsea. He doesn't want to face Chelsea. Chelsea fans, I want you guys to clip this. He said he would rather face PSG because he doesn't want to face Chelsea in the quarterfinal if his team goes through. He's scared of Chelsea after all this. You're shit. Your club is shit. You're not gonna make top 5. You don't have good Caicedo shit. A tackler, bro. He's now scared of Chelsea, bro. He's scared of Chelsea. What if it's PSG? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that Husam says this while everyone in the world is saying that PSG are still favorites to win the competition along with Bayern Munich because they think that they can turn it around. They can actually turn it around.
Liverpool are the type of team that when we play someone of similar level, we're crap. I'd rather face someone better than us almost. Because the players like rise to the occasion and they care and they play with pride. You know, like I'd rather take on a PSG knowing that, you know, the team will give at least 100%. And if they give 100% and they care on the pitch, then it might make a difference. Do you see the thing that I saw yesterday? Galatasaray, Chelsea, similar levels. I don't want to face someone like that.
Yeah, I hear you. You think Chelsea are on the same level as Liverpool is actually crazy. I thought they have tacklers and Palmer is shit. And
see, I do get you, but it's reminded. Remember what you were saying last year, like leopard in a tree. Because you know, I always thought it's because you were a bit scared, and now it's a Sam in a tree. A Sam is in the tree, worried about Chelsea.
What is going on?
Can you get off Grok? Can you get off Grok, Grandpa? Allow it, Grandpa. Allow it. Just get off Grok.
The Sam in a tree. Sam in a tree.
Bro, I think today Chelsea will win, but I think I almost think PSG will win in Stamford Bridge. I don't know why. This is really a 50-50 one because they're both inconsistent. You listen to PSG fans, they're unhappy. You listen to Chelsea fans, they're unhappy. You know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, some players can turn up here, some players can turn up here. It depends who turns up.
Yeah, I'm going 2-2. I'm gonna sit on the fence and sit there with you guys. And
by the way, if Caicedo had a bad game today, you guys will never hear the end of it from Husam for the rest of eternity, like for the rest of life. I promise you this. I promise you this. Like seriously, how sad? Like Caicedo, forget Palmer, forget Enzo, forget anybody. Caicedo, the reason why, because the notion of Caicedo get to the PSG lineup, it's today's the showcase. It's like written in the stars. The Chelsea have to play PSG. If he has a stinker today, we're gonna never hit the end of it, bro. Sam's gonna hold this against everyone forever. He played.
You know, I'm doing a double watch along. My main event is Chelsea PSG, not City Madrid.
Yeah,
it's the main event.
I'll tell you something, guys. I think Chelsea PSG is way more exciting than City
Madrid. Drops like
way more exciting.
Today. If Caicedo drops a stinker today, I swear to bro, everything I've said about the whole PSG midfield thing, it'll just be bro. This is the life.
This is like, the life. I think it's going to be a better game than actually Man City Real Madrid. Actually, I actually believe. I think I agree with Husam that I think City are going to kill Real Madrid today, and it's going to be over. It's going to be over. City are going to go through today in Madrid. They're going to finish them. Madrid have injuries. The coach Arbeloa is not even experienced. I think they're going to finish them. I think the PSG Chelsea game is going to be way more exciting, to be honest, than this. I can't wait to see Cole Palmer play against these guys and actually again and ball against them again. When Cole Palmer is on form, unplayable. 2 open play goals, as Husam says.
I mean, I've been watching all of them. I'm actually grateful they've actually put the Arsenal game on earlier, because at least it means we don't have to watch them all at the same time. It's the only issue with 6 English teams in this round is it's so hard to watch them all play. Obviously, you know, we had them on earlier. How do you think Arsenal will do tonight against Leverkusen? Do you think there could be a sting in the towel here? A lot of people are treating it as a foregone conclusion, but is that a bit dangerous for Arsenal to go into the game? Because we sat here, it was on a Wednesday, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they were definitely beating Wolves. That was a walk in the park. There's no way Wolves are stopping them, and Wolves took a point. Could this happen tonight? Could they lose? Could they draw tonight away Leverkusen?
No, it's not going to win, because Leverkusen are not going to sit back and defend. Leverkusen are going to try. Again, it's the same theme in the Champions League, Terry. Teams are not going to sit deep and let Arsenal have the ball. They're going to try to press Arsenal. They're going to try to go forward, and that will leave Arsenal spaces. And we know that if teams attack Arsenal, this is their bread and butter. They're going to smash them. I think but Arsenal might win in Germany today, and the time might be over today again. If Arsenal win, even if Arsenal win by 1 or 2 goal margins, I think the tie is over. So I think that Arsenal will win today.
I'm trying to check. Is anyone suspended today in both games?
I don't know. For
Why
who?
doesn't it show on FOTMob anymore?
It does show.
Didn't they say that someone got a yellow card on purpose to like miss a game or something like this?
I'm not too sure.
As far as I know, nobody is suspended.
Yeah, okay, no one's suspended. Someone got a yellow card to get suspended for Kairat. Remember?
Yes, that's Declan Rice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's Declan Rice did this.
I remember now. I was looking at FOTMob. I just realized. Okay.
I didn't realize they got Patrick Sheik's out. I didn't realize
he's injured. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Terry, let's be honest. Let's just be honest about this. Yeah, Arsenal fans, I love you guys, but we're gonna have an honest conversation. If you don't get to the semifinals of this competition, you have failed. I'm sorry. You have to beat Leverkusen and you have to beat Bodo or Sporting. God has blessed you with the easiest draw ever. You cannot mess this up. You categorically cannot mess this up. I'm sorry. You just can't. You have to get to the semis. Okay? There is no excuse. We don't care. I don't care about refereeing decisions, nothing. Leverkusen, you have to win and you have to beat Sporting or Bodo. Wallahi. So.
Yeah, 100%. It's like I think they're actually going to reach the final. I think no matter who they play in the semi-final, Barcelona or Atletico Madrid or whoever is going to play in that semi-final, or can they play Spurs in semi-final? they play Spurs in the semi-final, I think they're gonna reach the final regardless of what. I think Arsenal are in that bracket. They are the strongest team. And if they win today by a good margin, if they win home away today, we'll give them confidence without a shadow of a doubt. I think it's gonna be a Bayern Arsenal final. That's what I think. Imagine if it's an Arsenal City final in the Champions League. Wow. Imagine that. That would be amazing. That'd be better. That'd be a better final, to be honest, than Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Fan base, the false pressure Arsenal must, then we all say it expected them to lose, flip-floppers. Bro, there is pressure on Arsenal at least to reach a semi-final, broski. There's pressure on Arsenal just to reach a semi-final of the Champions League. Right? That's about it. Semi-final is, I think Arsenal will reach the final this season. I'm watching Barcelona.
I think, listen, let's get to the semis first and then we take it from there. Because you have to see who's your opponent, how they're doing, who's suspended, who's injured, absar shu. Like, I'll give you an example. I think one of the keys of beating Barcelona for Arsenal, as an example, is you would need Gyökeres high line. This is where Gyökeres has to play, and you would need
Martinelli.
Yeah, you would need maybe, or Trossard, someone like that. So,
someone quick. The high line is
that,
ridiculous, to be honest.
We need to see as well how Barcelona are playing. I think it's too early. We have to take it game by game. You know, so
yeah. I think it's game by game as much as you think.
Why?
Because I don't think that Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are that strong, to be honest. They're all right, you know. They're not that strong. They're not Bayern Munich. They're not City. They're not PSG even. Yeah. So I think that Arsenal will actually. I think Arsenal have a golden opportunity here to reach the final. To be honest,
it's a great opportunity, no doubt.
Great opportunity.
Half of PSG's midfield is injured. Yeah, look, I think Chelsea have got a really good opportunity. I think they've got a really good chance tonight. The issue isn't Chelsea's squad; it's the manager. Liam Rossini doesn't look ready for big games. Remember, it was Maresca who beat PSG.
To be fair, Rossini beat him with Strasbourg or something. I'm unsure, but Chelsea fans have been saying this.
He may have done. Did your manager not call them noisy neighbours?
Call who noisy neighbours?
Alex Ferguson called Man City noisy neighbours.
He did, but again, what you're talking about here is bravado and the mind games that Sir Alex Ferguson used to play. That is very different from the world and his dog. When they beat us, they were the best team in the league and they deserved to win it, and that was the narrative.
What's this in relation to? I'm so confused.
It's to me earlier on saying that Man United didn't get beat by bottlers, and it was but what he said about being noisy neighbours is still true. Yes, you're winning things, but his point was you'll never be a bigger club than Man United, and that they're not. They're successful right now, but they're not a bigger club, in my personal opinion. Hamza is spot on. City games are more entertaining because they are fragile defensively. Other teams are making it entertaining against them. That's what Tony says there. No, I think he's right.
Arsenal games are actually like Arsenal done like lately. They have been like keeping teams close, so it's entertaining as well.
Like Millwall, nobody likes us. We don't care. It's what Cali Guna says. I hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well, Cal. Love to see the Champions League refs calling fouls on goalkeepers.
They did yesterday. They did.
Actually did. They did in the Liverpool game as well. They did, and in the Newcastle game.
Yeah, they did a lot in the Newcastle game and the Liverpool game. They called a lot of free kicks. Yep.
Sorry, I had a message through from my accountant. Thought it was important. It wasn't. Panic then. But what of City's incoming players' perspectives? Well, look. I mean, look. It could go wrong if they convince Elliot Anderson today to agree to join them, and he goes yes, and he signs a pre-agreement, and they've told him Pep's staying, and then Pep leaves. That could cause a problem. But anyone that signs is going to know whether how long. Again, you have a brain. We all know Pep's going to do it one more year max after this. 1 more year max. That's when his contract runs out. So when you're signing, you're doing a 5-year deal, you do it full well knowing that Pep is very likely not going to be there. I don't think it's a big thing, personally. I don't see it as a big thing. Newcastle's top players will want to leave, but what about the price tag that they will be attached with? I think they will sell to rivals for small amount of money. Isak is the example. They need to sell big for PSR. Yeah, they're always
Okay,
trying.
but here's the thing. Once again, yesterday we watched Newcastle on the attack. Anthony Elanga, £50 million. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep reminding the Newcastle fans because of everything that they said in the summer. You took that 100 million Isak money and you spent it on Elanga and Wissa. This is the truth. So if you sell Tonali and you could go spend it on Elanga and Wissa, but midfield version, you're screwed. So, yeah.
O'Hara, it can't get any worse. Everyone else, oh, it can. No, it can get worse. It's true. Where Do Broken Hearts Go is a sample by who? The song is a Whitney Houston song that played at the beginning of the show. Sung by a good friend of mine. This Spurs team are like the United team that went down, shouldn't have, but it happened. Yeah, in the early 70s, we shouldn't have gone down. Different world back then, though. And what I mean by that is that was in an era where a team could be in a relegation battle one year and win the league the next, and then be a mid-table team and then win the league, win the European Cup, and then come 15th. And it wasn't seen as weird. You know, big money didn't start coming into football until the 80s. And that's when you started to see teams have more sustained success. If you go prior to that, it was sort of, might have a team that wins 2 or 3 league titles, and then another team would come along, and then another team would come along, and you were very up and down. It's very normal in that era. Like most of our teams if you look through the 50s to the late 70s, nearly everybody got relegated. I think the only team that didn't is Arsenal, but I think you only stayed up because you paid some money to stay up. And again, I'm not calling it corruption. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it was the way the league was. Most teams sort of fluctuated. The Spurs situation is different because they're so rich and so solvent compared to other teams at the bottom. It's just different. And it's probably worse, other than the fact it was Man United going down and we're a much bigger name. It's actually crazy. Absolutely crazy. But there we go. Boys, thank you both for being on here as ever. This is going to redirect to Footy Judge Mo's channel. So get yourselves across there now, people. Judge Mo began live momentarily. We're nearly on 1,000 likes. We need 56 more likes to hit 1,000 whilst we're live. We can hit 56 whilst we're live, people. We can get more likes. If you guys just smash that button right now, if you haven't done it already. Let's get past 1,000 whilst we're live. Be the first straight fact show ever to do that. So you guys do need to start hitting these like buttons a little bit more than you do, to be honest with you. Where's that weirdo Blue Viper? I don't know where Blue Viper is. But he's not Blue Viper. You've got his name wrong. He is now known, okay, because he disappears when City drop points. He is now known as the Blue Worm. He's not a Viper. He is a Blue Worm. And we actually have a picture of him. We have the Blue Worm. There he is. So everybody can see him in his glory. But I don't know where he is, people. We need 13 more likes, people. Let's get to 1,000. Let's get it done, please. Let's get it done. 8 more needed. Are we going to hit it? People are going to start taking their likes off now, aren't they?
Come on now.
Lovely. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, as always. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. We hit 1,000. Peace.